Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today's video, we're going to take a little bit of a turn back in time here. You can see I have this old Beckett magazine that I found at the flea market antique mall the other day. I just thought it was really interesting to go back and look at some of the stuff that was in here. This is from the April 2012 edition. You can see right there, I paid $1.50 for it. And it's got a guide there to the 2012 Topps short prints and some really cool stuff in here. It's just kind of interesting to go back and look back in time and see what decisions you probably could have made differently if you were paying attention and knew then what you know now about kind of that time there. You got this whole article here about this 2012 Rally Squirrel card for Skip Schumacher, which that thing went nuts. I looked it up on eBay before I started recording. It's still like selling for like $60 to $75. There's people have it listed for more than that right now, but pretty crazy that this was like one of the hottest cards, a 2012 short print of a Rally Squirrel on Skip Schumacher. Pretty neat stuff here about who you would put in the Baseball Hall of Fame. And so you got to think, what, this was almost 11 years ago. And some of the names that are in here are now in the Hall of Fame. Dale Murphy obviously is not, but Jack Morris is in the Hall of Fame now. Pete Rose, still obviously too controversial. Lee Smith got into the Hall of Fame. Larry Walker, the most recent, along with Derek Jeter, get into the Hall of Fame. So you can see the people in here. You've got Edgar Martinez, he made it. Tim Raines, he's made it. Another Dale Murphy there as we move to the second column. Got another Pete Rose. Gil Hodges, I think he just got in the Hall of Fame with the Veterans Committee or whatever it's called now. Another vote for Tim Raines. Billy Pierce, I don't know a lot about Billy Pierce, if he's made it or not. Randy Johnson. And so you can see they've got almost Shoeless Joe there. They've almost nailed all these guys making it into the Hall of Fame, with the exception of those who are kind of clouded by a bit of controversy. A really cool article here. It's a little bit ironic now, I guess. Unintended, got this article, a hobby Q&A with Mariana Bichette, which is Bo Bichette's mom, Dante Bichette's wife. And they've got this whole article here about Dante Bichette Jr., who was drafted by the Yankees and signed with them. And this whole article about collecting Dante Bichette Jr. cards, when really you've got a really young Bo Bichette right here, who is obviously now one of the superstars of the MLB. There he is, super, super young. So it's kind of an interesting article just to see that they spent all this time talking about Dante Bichette Jr. and collecting cards of his. And I believe his mom said she was going to try to pick up as many cards as she could of him. But you can see here, let me kind of move it up. She wants to have them on a card together, and then someday they'll add Bo to that wish list. You can see that right here. Someday you'll add Bo to that wish list, the younger son. And obviously Bo Bichette is taking everything by storm, along with Fernando Tatis and some of those young guns. So you've got this really cool article, which I'm not really sure they, at the time, knew what Bo Bichette would become, because they focused more on Dante Bichette, who you can see there has some cards of the Yankees in the 2011 Bowman Sterling and 2011 Bowman draft. So anyway, it was really cool just to kind of flip through here. The card of the year back then, the Bryce Harper Bowman Chrome Prospect Auto. Obviously, you had Bryce as kind of the hot ticket there. Got some of these best insert sets, best rips, all these different releases. I'm not going to stop and talk about all of them, but the short prints from 2012. These are all the 2012 short print variations. There's that Skip Schumacher one. But anyway, it was just really neat to go back here and look. And let me see if I can find it. They have Topps killing the E-Topps program. Probably a good idea. They have like the top 20 cards, or the hot 20, which they still continue. But just look at what the top 20 cards were in 2011. You have the Skip Schumacher card, number 1, which is still holding a little bit of value. You can see there it was $60 to $120. That's about the price. The Bryce Harper Bowman Chrome Prospect Auto. Bubba Starling, who just retired, never really made it for the Royals. Albert Pujols rookie card for Upper Deck. You've got there a redemption, Harper redemption auto. Michael Pineda Topps Chrome autograph. Wow. Just think about what that's going to look like, you know, those guys who we're collecting right now. There's a Trevor Bauer prospect autograph. You can kind of see Michael Pineda again, Dylan Bundy, all these young Bowman cards that we're trying to collect right now, and all these autographs. Some of them pan out. Eric Hosmer, 125 to 250 bucks. There's another Hosmer, Prince Fielder. You can kind of see how sometimes Bubba Starling, the big name prospects pan out, and then other times they don't. There's a short print of Jose Reyes, Brett Laurie, he's a Canadian, I believe, played for the Blue Jays. Anthony Rendon, there's actually a pretty good one. Trevor Bauer, obviously very talented, but now finds himself mired in controversy. Dylan Bundy, and then a Yu Darvish, 2005 Japan Rookie Edition Yu Darvish. That's probably one that still holds its value. I don't know. But you can see nowhere on this is Mike Trout mentioned at all. The top 20, or the hot list, or whatever you want to call it, the top 20 cards of the time in whatever this was. What did I say? April of 2012. Because you got to remember, here, let me find. 2011 Topps Update came out. Mike Trout actually came up in 2011 and did not really do that well. Hit like 220. Didn't really have that great of an on-base percentage. You can see here is 2011 Topps Update right in the middle. You can see you get the complete set for 50 bucks. Obviously, their prices may be a little bit different than reality, but you can see here, what are the cards that are worth the most? You got these short prints, Dustin Ackley rookie card, the Goldschmidt for $3. Let me go ahead and kind of rotate it around here. Here you go. If you look, Lincecum was a hot name then. Brandon Belt, Pineda, Sandy Koufax SP, the Hosmer rookie card for $5. You can probably still get it for $5. Mike Trout US 175 for $4. Oh man, if only, right? Now, granted, a lot of us were out of the hobby back then, but people who stocked up really could have made themselves a pretty penny. Jason Kipnis was a couple dollars. So you can see this is February of 2012, and the 2011 Mike Trout Topps Update for $4. Oh, sweet mercy, right? What we should have known at the time, if we could go back in time, things would be a lot different for sure. So anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. Pretty cool. Or April of 2012. I think I said February a minute ago. But it was really cool to go back and see how the Bryce mania that was kind of sweeping the country, and his prospect status, since he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, was the hot name along with some of those other guys. I was surprised to see Michael Pineda on there, and Dylan Bundy, although he was a high draft pick as well. Makes you kind of think about these guys who are really jumping into collecting right now, whether it's Bowman Chrome or Bowman Draft or just the regular Bowman release. Which ones are going to hit and turn out to be the studs, and which guys get overlooked at the time, which may turn out to be the actual stud. In the case of Mike Trout, a $4 card you could have picked up approximately in April of 2012. Man, wish I was collecting back then and would have known a little bit more, because as we all know, in 2012, Mike Trout goes on to win Rookie of the Year, second in MVP. Bryce Harper comes up, and then it's a debate between which one of those two will be the next face of baseball. So anyway, I thought that was cool just to see that sitting around in a flea market. Picked it up, and thought you all would be interested in checking out some of the nostalgic articles and cards from back in the day. So thank you so much for watching this one, guys. I'll be back in another video shortly. We'll see you.